Over the holidays when we went to Brian's mom's house, actually, well, sister's house, I wanted to try this soup that I had never tried in the restaurants before, and it is
Well, for a lot of people, they think pho is so basic as a Vietnamese dish. So they say, you guys gotta eat some boom riêu.
it was delicious.
She liked it.
But if you don't like seafood, I don't think you're gonna like it. Just
It's
FYI.
very seafoody and tomatoey. You don't like tomatoes, you know what I mean?
But this one, ours is not tomatoey.
I don't know why. That's my memory of it. Okay.
I think a lot of restaurants use tomatoes. Your sister doesn't.
Well, okay. Stephanie didn't use any tomatoes.
I think it's better. Well, actually, I can't say. I've never had the tomato kind, but
Anyways, delicious.
delicious. Now, this is a labor of love. You're gonna want to do it with your family. My sister-in-law is teaching us how to do this right now. She's pulling off the big leaves. You can leave a little bit of the base at the end, but you want to essentially then pull off all the branches and leaves to where you get just the stem of the ramung with the hole. And when it's curved like this, she snaps it in half because when it's curved, it's going to be harder to split the stem. And what she's doing right now is this little gadget here is called the Morning Glory Slicer.
Correct, because the Rao Mung is also known as Swamp Morning Glory.
So it's like a metal stick, and the top of it is a slicer, kind of like an apple core slicer.
Exactly, an apple core slicer with a metal skewer attached to it.
And ramung stems, it's like a straw. So you put this metal tube through it or stick through it, and then you just pull the stem through, and it splits it and curls. So once you do that, you want to put it in a bowl of cold water and just put all your greens in there. Don't throw away your leaves at the ramung. The leaves don't get used in this dish, but you can use it for a side dish.
Yeah, you'll see basically in our other video where we talk about how you can make Rao Mung as a great side dish for any of your entrees.
So here we are, just doing the labor of love.
Don't be intimidated here. It looks like a lot of work, but with teamwork, you're gonna fly through it.
Here they are. Look at all these curly cues.
This is the result of all that hard work and slicing. This makes me hungry just looking at it. We all love our vegetables here.
Next step is to slice up your
Gio Lua,
which is
like a cold cut meatloaf.
Yeah. So now you can cut it in whatever slices you want. She did some half circles, she did some long rectangles, but the key is to do thin slices.
Yeah, these I've thought about learning how to make it, and once I've seen the process, man, Gio Lua is hard to make. So it's easy to buy, add to your sandwiches, you can eat it with your banh cuong, so many things.
Now what you're seeing here is some more sister work. Stephanie had some shell-on shrimp, so I'm deshelling, and she is deveining because she's better at that than me. And then you're gonna chop them up real small. Chop, chop, chop. Dice, dice, dice.
You're almost creating like this rough shrimp paste, so get them as little as nerds. You ever had nerds? That small. That's how you're chopping them up. Also, feel free to buy your shrimp already shellless and deveined. That's what we did when we made it without our sisters.
Then you're gonna add the chopped up shrimp to a medium-sized pot.
Now that you've gotten all the cut work out of the way, it's time to boil those ham hocks. You're going to fill up a pot, whatever pot you're using for your broth, and you're going to boil the ham hocks for about an hour to create the broth.
The broth. Now back to the filling. You're gonna add in well, this is for a big batch of people. So you're gonna add in some lump crab meat.
For this pot, we did a pound.
And then time to add some minced prawns and spices, 4 cans.
In this case, this was 22.4 ounces total.
This is why Brian thought that there was tomatoes in this, because this canned mixture is very red.
As we continue to make the filling, it's time to add 12 eggs, also known as 6 plus 6.
Also known as a dozen.
She's right.
And then once you get all the eggs in, you're gonna break up the yolks and mix this mixture all together. The yolks don't have to be fully incorporated. We kind of like there to be some like egg white bits and egg yolk bits. You just want to combine it and mix it together, roughly. Now, once it's all mixed, you're gonna put it over medium-high heat and just kind of slowly let it cook, but you are only going to let this cook halfway. You don't want it fully cooked because we're gonna finish cooking it in kind of meatball form or like ladleful ball form in the bone broth that we had been simmering. So here you just see kind of, you don't have to be mixing it the full time because you don't want it to be completely broken up either.
Now you may have noticed that Stephanie added an additional can of minced prawns. She thought it wasn't red enough, so she added one more. That was actually her 4th can that we initially talked about. As you can see, no tomatoes added here. For some reason in my memory, I always remember a tomatoey taste.
In Brian's defense, when you look at a bunch of other recipes of umu, there is tomatoes in a good majority of them. Just not ours. Now you'll start to see the end kind of consistency product. It's kind of like a thick mapo tofu, I'd say, that sort of texture. You're going to want to stop cooking it there. Now to your boiling ham hock broth, you're going to take off the scum because, we don't really want any of that in there. And then after that, we're going to start to drop in the filling. Now, be careful here because this is, hot steam. But you take a spoonful.
Or a ladle.
We eventually switched to a medium-sized ladle because it was too hot. You put it at the surface of the water, just submerged. Let it cook a bit, and then you can drop it in.
That's how they maintain their shape. So you have little kind of seafood balls throughout your broth.
Correct. Now you're going to keep doing this with all of the filling. And once it kind of gets down to the little bits and pieces that are not conformed, you can just pour in the rest into the broth.
If this is your first time with us, welcome to BYT Food Adventures. I'm Brian.
And this is Yumi.
And we like to share the recipes we have because they're easy to do, affordable, and delicious. We'll also be sharing some of our outdoor adventures with you. Once you have added all the filling, now it's time to finish it off. Add in 4 more cans of the minced prawns with spices. Again, those 4 cans are equivalent to 22.4 ounces. Look at that gorgeous color. Don't be fooled though, there are no tomatoes in there.
And you're not gonna miss them.
This was such a fun day. We spent some time with the sisters, the nephews, and the niece and mama, and got to eat delicious food together, play some games, and just spend quality time.
And open some presents.
Great days.
And then just gently stir it in. You don't want to disturb it too much because those like seafood balls are a little bit delicate.
Consistent with our family, we're not great at measuring things out. However, when we recently made it at home, ours turned out to be about 3/8 of a cup of sugar and half a cup of the fish sauce. Of course, as you go, taste it and try to add what you think will be necessary for your flavor.
And we did for about 6 people. Now again, our favorite fish sauce brand is Flying Lion. It is one of the pricier fish sauces because it is a premium fish sauce, but it is worth it. We have tried several of the cheaper versions and they're okay for specific things, but for, dishes that really take on the fish sauce flavoring, it's important to get the good kind, whichever kind that you like best.
Yeah, I didn't notice it initially, but once we came back to Flying Lion, I realized, oh yeah, there is a difference in taste.
Absolutely.
All right, the only thing missing so far has been the boom from the boom reel.
Boil some water. Put a pack. Well, not a whole pack. That's a lot. But one section of it in.
Yeah, what you feel like you would use. Again, these are vermicelli rice noodles.
Finishing touch to your broth, add in your Gio Lua.
That's right. We're on the home stretch. It's almost time to eat.
The reason why we add this last is because it's already cooked, and so you really just need to heat it up and just let it absorb some of the flavoring. You always want to rinse your mung after boiling it because it releases a lot of starch. So give it a good wash with some cold water to also stop it from cooking further. Now, to assemble your bowl, you're going to put some mung in a bowl. Now add your broth. Add in however much filling you want. And then you're going to put your toppings on.
Now, let's top it off with some of that sliced curly morning glory, also known as kangkung, choy.
And now you can add some citrus. We prefer lime. Add in however much you want. We just do a healthy slice. We'll have recipes for you every week, so like and subscribe.
The BYG Food Adventures. Damn, that looks good.